Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Friday, August 18th, 2023. Have a few birthdays and a couple of events to talk about. So, we're going to go ahead and get right into our events. We're going to work this one kind of backwards and start in 2001. Ryan Newman had a dominating performance at the Busch race at Michigan. I believe he led 118 or 119 of 125 laps after starting second. That was his first career Busch Series, now Xfinity Series win, and just put on a complete clinic that day. Now, oddly enough, our winner on this date in 1991, Dale Jarrett, I was at this race, as well as the one in 96 at Michigan. But the 91 race was DJ's first career win, and it was a photo finish over Davey Allison. Very, very exciting race. But DJ has 4 career wins at Michigan. 3 of them have come in the August race, 91, 96, and 02. And the 3 August races all happen to fall on today's date. So I thought that was really awkward, that his June win was in a different year, or a different date, obviously. But his 3 August Michigan wins all have come on today's date. So now we're going to go ahead and fast forward to birthdays here. We've got a couple that we don't have cards for, which we'll talk about really quickly. The first one is a set of twins born in 1983. They are the nieces of Derek Cope, Amber and Angela. Of course, Angela is now Angela Ruch. I might have had a card or two of one of them, but I don't remember where it's at. But Amber and Angela celebrating a birthday today. Also, Andy Pilgrim, born on this date in 1955. Andy, not a NASCAR driver, but did team with Dale Earnhardt in the 2001 24 Hours of Daytona. So a noted road racer there. So let's go to the few birthdays that we do have cards of. Born on this date in 1944. Sadly, he passed away in 2017. Definitely a local legend, but a national legend as well in the world of drag racing. Mr. Bob Glidden. Of course, Bob was kind of the main rival of Warren Johnson. These two raced in pro stock for many, many years. Bob did have some ties with the Ford Motor Company. He always ran cars that were painted up like some of the Cup guys, like during Kyle Petty's tenure with 7-Eleven, that he always had Chief Auto Parts as one of his major sponsors, Bob did, and it was always painted up like the Kyle Petty car. There you see in the Motorcraft Ford. He also had Quality Care later on. And Warren Johnson, of course, always had the Delco and AC Delco and GM parts. So it was always that Ford-GM rivalry there in the truck series. We'll move forward to 1987, born on this date, son of a Hall of Famer. Didn't have the success that he wanted in the Xfinity Series, and he made one Cup start in 2011 in the Daytona 500. Mr. Stephen Wallace. Of course, these are in no particular order, but most of his career was spent racing for his dad's car in the Xfinity Series. Either there you see number 64 or 66. He did run a number 60. Was it 62 that he ran in the 2011 Daytona 500? Part of the Penske team that day. But Steven just was always seemed to be wrong place, wrong time. He did have a few good runs. Oops, I guess I put that card in there twice. He had some feuds along the way, hit some bumps. But I think maybe, and then there's one of the cars, the Rusty Wallace Inc. Camry. I believe they ran Dodges and Camrys and Chevys. They must have run everything, it seemed like. But I think Steven, I don't know. He always seemed to be really, really aggressive. I think if they could have just reined him in a little bit, I think he would have been a lot more successful. But that's one thing. You always want your drivers to be super aggressive because, like people said, it's easier to rein them in than it is to push them. So nonetheless, Stephen Wallace celebrating a birthday today. And our last one, born on this date in 1994. He's been a factor in the Truck Series the last couple seasons. And his Xfinity Series career didn't start off real good. But Mr. Ty Majeski, he did have a brief run with Ruch in that number 60 car that also had Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric. They'd rotate out drivers. And that was just really, really a tough time there. You see he moved over with Nice. We kind of have some mini rainbows here. So a lot of the same card, just different parallel version. Then we have a base throwback. We have an optic throwback. And then an optic and a silver optic. So we don't have a lot there. He did run for Nice for a little bit. But now he's found a good home with ThorSport. He's going to be a title contender. I do think that he will make it to the championship for this year at Phoenix. And if the cards fall right, I think you could see him as your Truck Series champion for this year. But nonetheless, he's a driver that, like Steven before, just thought, okay, he's riddled with bad luck, has, the equipment's questionable, this, that, or the other. But he's managed to find and land in a spot that fits him perfectly, kind of like Logano in the 22, kind of like MTJ in the 78 a few years ago. You just have to find a group of people that clicks with you, and that's what he's got going on right now. And I think, sky's the limit for that team in the Truck Series. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Make sure you come back tomorrow. But tomorrow is just going to be our normal video and our birthdays and events, as Fast Packs likes to take the weekends off. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.